Hello, welcome back to Learn Economia. Since some of you have made requests to resume the expected question session till your exam, I'll be doing this right now, but we will be covering the important topics as well in between. Okay, so I don't want to talk more about this. Let's get started with respect to the expected questions for UGC. So you are given certain statements with respect to the petrochemical industry. The first statement is the first petrochemical industry in India was started with establishment of National Organic Chemical Industry Limited in the 60s. And the second statement is the real thrust of petrochemical industry in India came with establishment of Indian Petrochemical Corporation Limited at Baroda. So these are two statements given here, and you have to see which of these statements are or is true. You have to see that both the statements are anyway related to petrochemical industry, and here actually both these are true. I mean, both of these statements are true. You can see that the first petrochemical industry, it was started in the 60s, means it was in the early 60s. It was actually in 1961 it was started. This was with the establishment of National Organic Chemical Industry. So the company manufactured various organic as well as inorganic chemicals. Okay, so the real thrust of petrochemical industry in India, it became established with the Indian Petrochemical Corporation Limited, and that too was at Baroda. It was exactly on March 22nd of 1969 with an expectation to promote and encourage the use of plastics in India. So this aim or the intention or the objective, this objective is very important. It was with the expectation, or it was with a view to promote and encourage the use of plastics in India, that this was set up in Baroda. So the right answer is option C. Okay, that is both the statements are right. Again, you are given two statements in the second question. So this is something with respect to food processing, packaging, etc. So the first sentence is packaging machinery industry, like other industrial machinery, is allowed for 100% FDI under automatic approval. And the second statement is food processing machinery can be classified under the general category of industrial machinery, which is delicensed under the current industrial policy and qualifies for 100% FDI under automatic approval. I hope you are clear with the meaning of FDI, which stands for foreign direct investment. So it is the investment that a particular nation or people or a company or of a particular nation makes in some other country. Okay, so here also you have to see which of these statements are or is correct. Here also both the statements are correct, because you can see that the packaging machinery industry, as in the case of every other industry, it uses industrial machinery which is allowed for 100% FTA under automatic approval. That means that this is without any prior approval either of the government or of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, and also this particular food machinery or the food processing machinery, this could be classified under the industrial, it is classified under the general category of industrial machinery, which is delicensed under the current industrial policy, and also it qualifies for 100% of the FDI under automatic approval. So both these are correct. The right answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Here also you are given two statements. We have been actually doing several questions on this statements related things. First of all, you have to see whether statement 1 and whether statement 2 is connected. These are connected. So there have been times that you would be aware that the first statement or the second statement is correct, but you might be confused regarding the other statement. So you know that the one statement is correct, but you might be unaware of the other statement. You might be confused whether it would be correct or wrong or whatever it may be. So in these cases, what you have to do is that you have to practice questions in relation to these kinds of things. I mean, you have to practice questions of these kinds. I mean, the statements kinds of things. So with that, we are going to the next question, that is with respect to mini Rekna. So mini Rekna public sector enterprises can be a joint venture, set subsidiary company or overseas office, but with certain conditions. This is the first statement, and the second statement is still now there are less than 50 public sector enterprises which have been given Vinitala status by the Indian government. So first of all, you have to be familiar with what Minitara is. Okay, so sorry, Minitara is not Minitara, it is Mini Rekna. Okay, Mini Rekna public sector enterprises can be a joint venture. Now only there are less than 50 public sector enterprises which have been given the status Mini Rekna. So you have to be very clear about what Mini Rekna is. So this is actually a public sector enterprise. And also it's a subsidiary company or overseas office, but with this has got certain condition. Coming to Miniregna 1, this is up to 500 crore or equal to their net worth, which is lower. Okay. And coming to Miniregna 2nd, this is up to 300 crore or up to 50% of their net worth, whichever is lower. And till now, there have been more than 50 public sector enterprises which have been given Miniregna status by the Indian government. Okay, that means that in the question, first sentence is right, but in the second sentence, please be aware that here it is given as less than 50% public sector enterprises are given mini Ragna status, but the right answer is that till now more than 50 public sector enterprises are given mini Ragna status. That means that option A is right. Sentence 1 is only right. So the right option is option A. Next, again, you are given two statements with respect to USSR, British Empire, all these kinds of things. First statement is with respect to the USSR assisted in building of Bhilai Steel Plant. Next sentence, the British assisted in the building of Bokaro Steel Plant. So both the sentences are connected to steel plants in India. You have to see which of these sentences or statements are or is correct. The Bhilai Steel Plant, it is located in Bhilai. So that is in Chhattisgarh, which was set up with the assistance of USSR in 1995. Coming to the Bokaro Steel Plant, which is located in the Bokaro district of Jharkhand. It is considered to be the fourth public sector steel plant, integrated public sector steel plant in India. So this was it was built or it was established or it was created with the help of Soviet Union. This was Soviet Union in 1972. So with this explanation, you can see that only sentence 1 is right. Here it is given in the sentence 2 that it is the British Empire, or it was the Britishers who have assisted in creating the Bokaro Steel Plant. That is wrong. It was the Soviet Union that assisted India to create both Bhilai Steel Plant as well as Bokaro Steel Plant. So only sentence 1 is right. Option A is the right answer. Again, you are given something with respect to industrial production and all. We have discussed a lot of questions with respect to industrial production. So this is not sentences. You have to find from the list given here the right answer. Okay, so the question is, in India, in the overall index of industrial production, the indices of 8 crore industries have a combined weight of 37 to 90%. Which of the following are those 8 crore industries? So you have to understand that there is a list of 8 industries or 8 core industries which have combined weight of 37 to 90% of the overall index of industrial production, and which are the industries which are included in the list: cement, fertilizers, natural gas, refinery products, textiles. In India, this index of industrial production is actually something which plays a very important role. So in this option, the right answer is cement is there, fertilizer is there, natural gas is there, refinery products is there. There is no textiles. That means that 1, 2, 3, and 4 option B is the right answer. Okay. Next, a labor intensive industry is one that, so this is a very direct question. This has got its applications in international economics. Something you could see in the arena of international economics, because where you have to deal with trade, factor endowment, factor which is used more intensively, less intensively. All these kinds of things are there in the arena of international economics. I know I have not done videos with specifically with respect to international economics. Definitely we will be doing videos on that as well, because international economics is very important as far as your exam is concerned. I'll be doing a session on this theories of international trade. I got certain comments from some of you telling that you are actually confused with comparative advantage and absolute advantage. So I'll definitely do a session on that as well. So just understand this question now. A labor intensive industry is not that requires hard manual labor, pays adequate wages to labor, employs more hands, provides facilities to labor. We know that labor intensive is you are using more of labor compared to what we take with respect to capital. So that means that you are using more of labor. So the labor is the main element, or it is a main factor of your production. Whether you are going for industrial output, or whether you are going for agricultural output, or whatever it may be, if you are using more of labor, that means that your production is labor intensive. In these kinds of industries, proportion of labor is comparatively higher than the proportion of capital. So the right answer is option C. Okay. Next, identify the correct sequence of the establishment of steel plant in India from the earliest to the latest. So just remember that this is not for the first time that we have taken the case of steel plants in this explanation or discussion, because from this itself you can see that steel plants play a very important role when it comes to UGC examination. Especially when we have trade relations with countries like China and all with respect to import of steel, you have to be, and there have been very recent issues with respect to the import and its dumping by China in India with respect to steel products. Then, and also we could see that the quality of the steel dumped by China to India, so and the health impacts caused by all these things. So all these kinds of things have made steel a very important topic of discussion right now. So it is something which comes under current affairs as well. So you can expect, definitely you can expect questions from this arena as well. So you have to be very familiar with the steel plants in India, its location, its aim of implementing, its aim of establishment, and how it is performing, whether it is helping the country for its export, for increasing its exports or no. So all these kinds of questions should be answered when we have to look into steel plants in India. So just see the right sequence of the establishment of steel plant in India. First option is Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Vishakhapatnam, Bhilai. Then you have Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Bokaro, Vishakhapatnam. Then you have Bhilai, Jamshedpur, Vishakhapatnam, Bokaro. Then you have Jamshedpur, Bokaro, Bhilai, Vishakhapatnam. So all these kinds of things are very tricky. These are certain questions used by the testing agency to test whether how much you are familiar with all these kinds of, to an extent, history of India. So history of India too comes into play when these questions are asked. Okay. So the right answer here is Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Bokaro, Vishakhapatnam. The Bhilai plant is located in Bhilai, as I've already told in some questions which we have discussed in this session itself. So this is in the state of Chhattisgarh, was set up by it was set up with the help of USSR in 1955. Then came the Bokaro Steel Plant in Jharkhand, which is the fourth integrated public sector steel plant. and that too was built with the help of Soviet Union in 1972. Then came the Vishakhapatnam steel plant. That was in that was a very Vishakhapatnam steel plant is considered to be a very what to say, sophisticated and advanced steel plant, because that is popularly known as the Visakh steel plant, which is using German technology as well as Soviet Union technology, which was founded in 1974. So that's it. That's the right sequence. The right answer is option B, Jamshedpur-Bhilai, Bokaro and Vishakhapatnam. Okay, option B, Jamshedpur-Bhilai, Bokaro and Vishakhapatnam. Next, you are given two statements again. The first, new spring plant was set up in India at Nepanagar. The first modern steel plant in India was set up at Bhadravati. So here you can see that only option 1 is correct. Okay, that is the right answer is option A. The new spring plant was set up at Nepanagar in 1948. Next, again you are given two statements. The erratic trend in production of sugar is mainly due to monsoons. The output of sugar is influenced by both cane and gourd prices. So you are given two statements and see which of these is or are true. The right answer is option C. That means that both are true. The erratic trend in production of sugar is something which is influenced by monsoon, and also the output of sugar is influenced by both sugarcane as well as gourd prices. Again, two statements are given. The National Thermal Power Corporation is diversified into hydro power sector. The Power Grid Corporation of India has diversified into telecom sector. So here you are given what to say. You are given four sectors with respect to power generation, and you have to see which is right. Here actually both these are true. Both the statements are true. In order to give some impetus to the hydroelectric power in the country, to have a balanced power generation. Also, what we have done is that what the NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, has done is that it has entered a hydropower business with 800 megawatt Coalman Hydro project in Himachal Pradesh. Two more projects were also taken up by Uttarakhand. Next, which of the following statement is incorrect? So you have to be very clear while reading the statement. Here it is given incorrect. In some of the questions it is given as correct. So read the questions very carefully. So you are given four statements. India is the second largest manufacturer of cement in the world. Incorrect. You have to find the incorrect statement. So this is actually a right statement. Then India ranks fourth in the world in terms of production of ceramic tiles. Then India ranks third position in the production of salt in the world. That too is a correct statement. And India is the second largest producer of cotton in the world of China. So this too is a correct statement. So the right answer is option B. That is an incorrect statement. Actually, here it is given as India ranks a fourth position in the world in terms of the production of ceramic tiles. The position of India is not fourth, it is third. Okay, with respect to ceramic tiles. Next, sunrise industries are industries what? Very direct question, which are well developed and have ample scope for future development, which improve exports performance of the country, which are small scale industries which have high growth potential, meet future requirements of the economy. Okay, sunrise industries are actually some industries which have the capability, potential, etc. And it is expected to grow in the future. It is expected that these industries would be meeting the future needs and requirements of the country. So the right answer is option D. Next, consider the following statements about Navaratna status industries. It was originally assigned to 9 public sector enterprises in 1997. So Navaratna is something which has gained importance. This is the second question that we have taken in this session with respect to Navaratna industries. So be familiar with this. Let's just read this session very carefully. Navaratna. So the number of PSCs having Navaratna status is now more than 15 industries, Actually, the right answer is both 1 and 2. This is a title originally given to 9 public sector enterprises, which was identified by the government in 97 as public sector companies, which have got comparative advantages with respect to ensuring greater autonomy to compete in the global market. So it would be supporting our country to drive our country to development and also compete with global chains. However, the number of PSCs having Navaratna status is now more than 15 industries. Okay, so both the statements are right. Next, the per capita consumption of plastics in India is highest in the world. The petrochemical industry in India gives a big boost to the small scale industries. And also, let me tell you that since sustainable development aspect, the use of plastic, the pollution and the related consequences caused by the use of plastic, it's gaining importance. All these things are, all these matters or all these problems are gaining importance day by day. You have to be very much aware about the topic plastics. So when you come for this kind of examination, so here you have to see which of the statements are correct. Actually, statement 2 is correct. Only 2 is correct. Petrochemical industry in India gives a big boost to small scale industries. So India is actually not the highest consumer here. The petrochemical industry in India gives a boost to small scale industries. Per capita consumption of polymers in the country during 12-13 was low at 9.7 kg as compared to 109 kg in USA, 45 kg in China, and 32 kg in Brazil. Next. Port is a rather recent policy initiative of Government of India to promote this growth of manufacturing sector, setting up of national investment and manufacturing zones, providing the benefit of single window clearance, establishing the technology acquisition and development fund. So here, actually, all these are right thing. Just by reading the options, you will be able to pick up the right answer because all these are connected as well. The government has got its intention to deal with all these kinds of things. The recent policy initiative of India to promote the growth of manufacturing sector is the setting up of national investment and manufacturing zones, providing benefit to single window clearance and also establishing the technology acquisition and development. So all these are correct and right option is option D. So with that we end today's session. Thank you for watching and please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. You can be a part of my Telegram channel as well as Telegram group to make discussions, to clear your doubts. You can make discussions and clear your doubts and very live active kind of discussion is going on in the Telegram channel, at the Telegram group. So you can be a part of the same and you can take the links of both from the description box. I have given all these things there. So that's all for today. Thank you.